United States Air Force C-5 Galaxy, more than 80 yards long, almost that great a wingspan as high as a 6-story building, able to carry a payload of more than 130 tons, at a speed of 500 miles per hour. A beautiful, useful giant. The C-5 is a military air transport system used for transporting military persons, ground support equipment, and combat airlift responsibilities around the world. It is the fact that it rose from the drawing board to actual flight in less than 3 years. Call for a gigantic step ahead in United States aircraft design philosophy. In the past we had often asked what can we build with what we have. This time we ask, what must be haul, how far, how fast, at what cost? Design engineers soon had their staggering answer. What we needed was a short 3-lane street that would fly with a ramp at either end. Cargo or trucks can then be loaded directly over the ramp extension, and the forward ramp up into the cargo hold all the way through the 121 feet of cargo floor space, and could exit back out over the airframe. American ingenuity said, it can, and produced a 28-wheel gear with tires that can be deflated in flight, or softer landings on bare soil. It allows the plane to kneel, lowering the cargo floor almost 3 feet for easier cargo handling. And it tilts to conform the ramp to uneven ground. Other engineers had to invent an engine that could trust a free-lane street across the sky at more than 500 miles an hour and carry cargo at the lowest ton-mile cost in history. Proposed designs came back to the Air Force spelled out in about 60,000 pages apiece. One was selected. It outlined the world's most fantastic airplane. Air Force Systems Command at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. This is the nerve center, where the Air Force monitors the wire and how of building the aircraft and meeting an unprecedented schedule. The Lockheed-Georgia Company, prime contractor for the aircraft, set up a special task force. The Northrop people in Hawthorne, California, making the inertial navigation system, must mesh with Norden Division of United Aircraft, making a multimode radar in Connecticut. And Minneapolis Honeywell making the automatic flight control system. The empennage is built by Convair, and the landing gear by both Bendix and ASCO. Bendix makes the main struts, and ASCO the 6-wheel bogies. Major wing sections are built in Nashville, Tennessee, by Avco. The size of the wing and the complexity of machinery present a challenge. The wing skin is fabricated from thick aluminum extrusions, deeply mills to leave a thin skin with deep projections for strength and rigidity. And to ensure perfect joints, machining beds had to be lengthened 25 feet, and their electronic controls modified. This $1 million mill takes a 3,000-pound extrusion and carves it down to 600. General Electric drew the unprecedented engine assignment, enough power to lift about 50 tons of cargo, over a distance of 5,000 miles at more than 500 miles per hour. The engine, which must be capable of operating in any type climate, passed its ground tests, then was mounted to the wing of a B-52 for air tests, at the Air Force Flight Test Center. Although no existing aircraft could truly simulate a C-5, the new power plant functions beautifully. Flying the C-5 would be very difficult with a standard control system, because of the plane's tremendous size, so rather than train pilots to fly a new way, engineers modify the control system electronically, so that traditional pilot movements are translated into the desired aircraft reaction. On-board avionics are the most advanced systems for sensing, computational ability, and guidance. Here is perhaps the most revolutionary of the Galaxy subsystems: malfunction detection analysis and recording systems, also known as MODAR, and onboard electronics troubleshooter, like a giant cardiograph made for an instant physical exam, on 650 points of the aircraft subsystems, every 30 seconds. And a computerized analyzer. Reports to the flight engineer. Production hits a peak of activity, finished components flow in an increasing stream from the plants of suppliers to Lockheed, where the giant aircraft gradually takes shape. The day finally comes, when construction is completed, and the C-5 is rolled out onto the ramp, and introduced to the world. Then on the last day of June 1968, less than 3 years after the fantastic project began, the C-5 Galaxy taxied out for its maiden flight.